You're a privileged guy sitting in your couch making $33 million a year. When Martin Luther King said this quote, he was in an Alabama jail trying to fight for civil rights. It's ridiculous. All right. Corey. All right, Corey. Speaking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, the guy that said he's immune is, I can't even pronounce the word. That's how difficult it is to say. Doctors only say this word. I rarely use it. Faith, my wife, Faith looked it up before. It's a very difficult term if you look it up, right? Immunized. Aaron Rodgers said that. He never said he's vaccinated, which is right. So he came on the Pat McAfee show, and he had some pretty interesting comments. I'm gonna start off with Corey.
Okay, so we talked about the whole vaccination in general with Kyrie, so I won't go down that rabbit hole again. But with the Rodgers situation, I think it's more than fair to say that Aaron Rodgers cost the Packers a football game on Sunday. Had Aaron Rodgers been on the field for the Packers, they would have beat the Chiefs. Kansas City they still look like they have a lot of issues on both sides of the football right now, and we'll get to that later. Focus back on Rodgers here, but what the hell was he thinking going on McAfee show? Like, yes, it's clear he lied about being vaccinated. At best, he intentionally misled the public about it, presumably to avoid criticism, which honestly I think is a little cowardly to begin with. I think Wentz and Cousins are just as dumb as he is for not getting the vaccine, but at least they had the balls to defend their stances publicly and before the media and before everyone. Rodgers tried to hide it because he didn't want to face that criticism. And what on earth did he think the response to his ramblings was going to be? Like, I get he tried to profess that, he's not an anti-vaxxer, but he really undercut that by proceeding to throw out a bunch of anti-vax talking points, a number of which have been long since debunked. And as a professional athlete, he has access to top-tier medical advice. And as a sponsor of a Wisconsin healthcare company, as he was, he could have called them up and gotten immediate access to medical experts. Instead, he did his own research, which is already a red flag, because is he really going to Google and get more information than what a medical doctor or a virologist has? Like, come on. But he did his own research, and he took his medical advice from a former reality TV show host that has no idea what he's talking about. It is no more qualified to give medical advice than any of us. Like, seriously? And I know he tried to walk it back yesterday on McAfee's show, and he appeared again, but now it's too late for that. I have no idea what he's doing. He looked completely stupid. And for the Packers' sake, they just have to hope that loss to Kansas City doesn't end up costing them the 1 seed in the NFC and the lone bye. Because right now, the Cardinals and the Rams, even though the Rams did lose, like they're all fighting for that 1 bye. And I don't know how many games the Packers can afford to lose.
Yeah, this one is crazy. I'm gonna take a stab at this. So why? Right? Why? Right? Why lie? Right? The public, man, they criticize Kyrie so much. Carson Wentz, but Kyrie got the ringer. I did. I was like, listen, man, it's your choice. Right? The Nets didn't. The Nets are still paying him, I think, for away games. That's cool, man. Right? But his name got slandered and dragged through the mud. And Aaron Rodgers actually said a dig at him as well. He's like, I'm not a flat earther believer. Well, that's talking straight at Kyrie. So, when it came out that Aaron Rodgers lied, he didn't get the backlash that Kyrie did. Kyrie didn't lie. Says, man, I'm skeptical of it. This is my choice, right? Aaron Rodgers lied, right? It's his body, his choice, whatever. If he plays, that's up to him, right? But Aaron Rodgers lied, and he was walking around with no mask, going to interviews. Like, this is ridiculous, man. Then he misquotes Martin Luther King. What are you doing, man? You're a privileged guy sitting in your couch, making $33 million a year. When Martin Luther King said this quote, he was in an Alabama jail trying to fight for civil rights. It's ridiculous. I've lost a lot of respect for him because he should have just came out and been honest. You know, for all my Marvel fans, it's just like you can say as much as you want about Thanos, but when he was like, Gamora was like, why are you talking about the Snow Zone? He's like, you lied about it. Lying is horrible. I don't understand why, like, Kyrie told the truth and got drugged, and Aaron Rodgers and lied and didn't. Right? Some people did, right? Stephen A didn't say what he said, but Shannon Sharp definitely was very critical of Aaron Rodgers, and I just want to be critical too, because it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable what he gets away with. Gets a slap on the wrist. It's okay, but this is the world we live in. But I'm gonna tell you that I just lost a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers, man. All right, Craig.
You pretty much said everything I was going to say.
Nah, go ahead, continue, because you got God. Go ahead.
You got much else to put on that.
God, go ahead, put on it, man.
Just piggyback on with, like, I was about to mention the Kyrie stuff. Everybody was coming down on him, and when I talked about Kyrie, I just said that, you know, it's his choice. Like, I'm not gonna be because I was skeptical of getting the vaccine as well.
Yeah, me too. A lot of people were. Yeah,
I didn't get it until July.
Yeah,
year.
Yeah.
So it took me 4 hours, and the only reason why I got it is because I was sick, but I didn't have COVID. I just like had some crazy sinus infection, but it didn't want to go out and get it, so that's why I got it. But like, you know, people come down on Kyrie about his choice and what he did or didn't do or whatever it is, and then the IG live videos that he put out there and stuff like that, and then Aaron Rodgers comes out and kind of does even worse. To me, it was even worse because I'm not even going to get into the fact that if he lied or whatever it is. I think, like Corey said, I think he just misled people. He used the word immunized instead of I was vaccinated or I'm vaccinated or whatever it is. Like, you know, you could not blame, but you could kind of say, okay, why didn't the reporters ask him a follow-up question to that? Like, are you vaccinated? Yes or no? Like a closed-ended yes or no question. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to blame the reporters on this, but I'm just saying, like, they could have followed up on it as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, Aaron Rodgers with his misleading the public for so long, it's just crazy to me. And like you said, he's walking around, not doing interviews with masks on, not getting tested. And the Packers knew this. Like, I did not know. So they look dumb. And then I guess they were trying. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to go the whole rest of the season without him testing positive for COVID. And unfortunately, it blew up in their face. And like, they look dumb. I really don't like the fact that he was able to walk around with no mask and all this other stuff. Like, he had high privilege. With other guys like Carson Wentz and Cole Beasley, like, these guys have to walk around with masks on, doing interviews. They have to get tested. Lamar Jackson, they had to get tested multiple times throughout the week and things like that and whatever. So the fact that he didn't have to do that, he put his whole team at risk. And like the little $14,000 fine that he got, that's just you've been around your team since August, July, August, and that's the best the NFL could do.
Crazy.
Had this been somebody else, had this been Carson Wentz, or had this been JJ Watt, or maybe
they've been talking about suspending. This is something crazy.
Lesser player. Had this definitely been a lesser player, not named Aaron Rodgers, I think they would have got suspended. You know, or that they were not even worthy enough of being a starter. They didn't put up the team. So it's just crazy how this situation happened, and Aaron Rodgers kind of still looks. Some people still, some people are not praising him, but like they're not coming down hard on him like they did, like you mentioned against Kyrie, and it's just crazy. And then like he's still walking around like he's in the right. Like I just don't understand that. When you, like I said, you put your team at risk, and like you never know what could have happened. Like this is kill people who had the vaccine, who hasn't, but you're more obviously at risk if you don't have it. And like he's just walking around like it's nothing, and it's crazy to me how that happens. And all the NFL could do is just that little fine that they gave him, and I guess Lazard had it too, or whatever. But I kind of want to see what happens going forward. Maybe they'll. I think he's on track to play this week. It's going to be a difficult game on the road, and you don't have any practice time really. But I mean, he's Aaron Rodgers, so maybe he doesn't need it. But man, it's just a crazy situation, and it's unfortunate that. Well, I'm kind of glad that it happened, because now we get to see the type of person that he is, for one, and brings awareness to it, for two, and then like to see exactly, how you can't do this to your teammates. This is supposed to be your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put your own brothers at risk like this. So maybe he didn't care because he doesn't want to be there or whatever it is, or I don't know. But and now people are saying, well, this brings Aaron Rodgers. They lost that game with Jordan Love. He looked terrible, and now Aaron Rodgers, they're gonna offer him triple the money to stay and all this other stuff. I'm like, that doesn't make any. Okay, that's a weird way to look at it, but I could okay, whatever. And then like they're bashing Jordan Love. He didn't even. I mean, it's one game, but that's a different subject. But like, it's just crazy, this whole situation. So I wish the NFL would have done more. Just sent a message to like no matter who you are, what your status is, your whatever. If you're a future Hall of Famer, like you're gonna get 2 or 3 games, at least one.
That would have been a big message.
That's what I'm saying. So they didn't even.
Big message. Yeah.
So, kind of disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the NFL. I'm disappointed in Aaron Rodgers. So it is what it is at this point.
All right, Mo.
I'm gonna bring this more to a medium level than which I brought it from. I'm gonna keep it right at the NFL golden boy status. But big picture for me would be is the fact that there's been no mention of a team meeting or a meeting with ownership, not ownership, but head coaches, maybe GM. There's been no meetings called. So basically what you're sending a message to your locker room is, he carried us all season. Now he's carrying himself like this, and we're still not saying anything. You're basically making him bigger than the team. So how do I follow this man as a leader? How do I believe in this man and walk behind this man? Yes, it's Aaron Rodgers, but how do I, with the recent events of his character and how he's been walking, how am I supposed to lead and follow this man and really believe in this man's character and what he's going to do to help us win? That looking forward is a big sign for me. And like Craig said, you can't really judge him on one game, because look what he was up against. Like, look what he was up. I mean, not to say Kansas City defense is world beaters, but you going up against a situation where he had him in a close game. He had a chance to win. Shoot, multiple times Green Bay couldn't get off the field. Their special teams was horrendous. What was it? I think 2 missed field goals and a field goal block. Yeah. Like, come on now. The special teams was horrendous. You put better special teams in that game, they still could have won that game, I think, with better special teams. They could have had a great chance of winning that game. So for him to keep it close like he did, just speaks to the volumes of the overall team is good. And they did lose the opportunity. Look, Dallas lost. Tampa was on a bye. That could have helped them within the division. Within the conference. That could have helped them. So looking forward, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I just don't like the message that the NFL is sending, or that Green Bay is sending. Like, it's almost like he's above everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point right there. That's a good point. Above everything. Yeah. That's crazy. It's funny. That's so funny. If it was like Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz, they would have got fined heavily or something. if the NFL would have done a suspension with Aaron Rodgers, it would have quieted everybody.
Yep.
Because that would have been 2 games, which affects affects the locker room. Now you don't have the number 1 seed. And if you lose again, it's kind of like, well, you're not a good leader. But
I mean,
that Seattle game could have playoff implications. So being willing to suspend him for a game like that to send a message.
It'd be huge.
What's to
Instead,
stop somebody else? Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, what's to stop somebody else from doing the same thing
Yeah.
without wearing a mask and going through? And then who cares? You're gonna get a $14,000 fine. What's it mean?
Which is pocket change
Yeah.
for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Oh, here you go.
He could pay his and Lazard's fines and never notice it in his bank account.
Never. He's getting $33 million a year plus endorsements.
Instead, because Packers Seahawks is the 4:00 prime game, they give him a slap on the wrist.
Right.
Yep.